Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. Good morning, precious guests, and my Winter Park Toastmasters family. 4 years ago, in October of 2021, I took a trip to New York City, and I bought this beautiful watch for $1,600. A few years later, I ran out of money. And my electricity was turned off 3 or 4 times. My water was turned off. I ran out of gas 1.5 miles from my house once and had to have my roommate push my car. And one day I needed food and didn't have money for lunch, so I had to have a friend buy me food from McDonald's. And in all that time, I never once considered the option of selling this watch. Why? Well, because it sticks on me, it seems. It is beautiful. And therefore, I love it. And I want to keep it for the rest of my life. Please pass this watch around. And when it reaches you, feel it. Hold it. Look at its underside. And feel the beauty.
Wow, you're crushing.
There is another metal construction, also from New York, that has a striking beauty that captures the soul. It cannot be physically touched or physically seen anymore, and there are only pictures, videos, and memories for us to perceive it with. And it is the Twin Towers of New York City's World Trade Center. Built in the 1970s and erected as the tallest buildings ever yet created, the Twin Towers stood as the greatest pinnacle on the world's most beautiful skyline. The towers were beautiful and were beloved by many people in New York, in America, and in the world. Some nights, when it was raining, lightning would strike the spire of the North Tower. What made these towers so beautiful? From an architectural standpoint, they were simply 2 large boxes with absolutely no flourishes or ornaments other than the spire on the North Tower. From a color standpoint, they were gray, the most lifeless and perhaps ugly color. What could be so attractive about 2 gray boxes? Perhaps, my fellow Winter Park Toastmasters, it was in their absolute simplicity that they were absolutely elegant. I went to the Twin Towers once on June 22nd, 2001. My eldest sister's husband took me on a very special adventure right to the top of the World Trade Center. We stood on the roof of the South Tower with nothing but a 4-foot guardrail to stop us from falling. The clouds were high that day, so there was perfect visibility. And as I looked out from one of the tallest peaks man has ever climbed, and I saw New York, I could see an endless stream of red lights. These are the cars driving uptown. I could see an endless stream of white lights. These are the cars driving downtown. And when I looked left, I saw the much sparser glow of yellow lights from the residences in New Jersey, which is my home state. And as we all know, less than 3 months later, the towers were destroyed in an act of mass murder. On that day, September 11th, 2001, a day that will forever live in infamy, I was at school, and the teacher stopped the class and asked, "Who has parents that work in New York?" I raised my hand because my mother ran her jewelry store in Manhattan and would go there 6 days a week. By chance, or by divine grace, that morning she was getting a mammogram at the hospital in Englewood, New Jersey, and watched the whole incident safely on TV. The experience of going atop the World Trade Center was deeply inspiring to me. As some of you know, I am a huge Star Wars fan, and I idolize both Luke Skywalker and his father, Darth Vader. It dawned on me just last month that on June 22nd, 2001, for one time in my entire life, I was literally a Skywalker. I was deeply affected by the 9/11 incident and watched the videos of the planes striking, and the towers crumbling many times. I even drew and painted my own renditions of it myself, maybe to process the trauma. And I like to pass this around. You can look at this. There are pictures of me on top as well. Why would somebody destroy something so beautiful? I don't know. But I've come to understand that symbols of beauty sometimes agonize the souls of those who are frustrated or tortured more than anything else possibly can, and they take it upon themselves to destroy those symbols. It is, however, in that same beauty that I believe the world can be saved and evil conquered. It is that same beauty that we need more of and that makes life worth living. Perhaps even in that beauty, we can finally find world unity. And so I ask you, my fellow Winter Park Toastmaster, to look deeply within yourself and identify what you find beauty in. And when you find it, spend time with it and watch the beauty. And know, deep in your soul, that though towers may fall and people will die, beauty is eternal. Mr. Toastmaster.